Hello everyone, welcome to Fridays at 4 on twitch.tv/DDO I'm your community manager, Cordova, and I'm going to be with you for the next hour. I am on Cormyr. It has been a bit of a week, has it not? I have not yet really had the chance to actually run on Cormyr on my play character yet. I've been on my official Cordovan character. You might have seen me running around at level 21. You might have seen me running around at level 34. I cheated. It was an admin character. It doesn't matter what level I am. Anyway, but the point is, I've been busy on Cormyr, on Cordovan, so I haven't actually been on my live play character, so that is what I'm going to be doing here during today's stream. I also have some news of sorts, whatever we got going on. We'll be talking a little bit about that. We do have things happening, obviously. We had Update 70 get released this week. We've got, well, I guess... When is that? Would be next week at this time. Will be the start of the next VIP loyalty rewards gift, and it's a cool one. We also have our next Year of the Dragon happening next week as well. All right, that's happening next week, and all sorts of stuff going on. So a lot of things happening, but I wanted to just have a quest-heavy stream. This is on Cormyr. I figured rather than just sort of be a talking head for a half hour, I thought I want to get some leveling in. I want to play on Cormyr, so I'm going to do that while I talk. And we're just going to have a hey, guess who's been working since Wednesday, sort of hangout stream to kick off the week, because things are in a much better place today than they were yesterday. And yesterday was a much better place than it was the day before. So anyway, regardless, that's sort of what's up. I'm currently running through the Lanterns in the Mist preview. I have not run a quest yet, and I died. How's that for Cordovan's character on Cormyr? I haven't run a quest yet, and I died. The reason is I popped into this quest during Wednesday's launch. Just kind of take a look at World Chat and to investigate some things. We were looking at, you know, some of the game performance things that, as they were cropping up. And so I was literally sitting in one of these bushes here, one of these ones that was just up ahead, when you've actually got the guy running around. And sure enough, they will eventually find you and smack you down, and you will appear next to a Res shrine after you've died. And, so, you know, that happened. I died before I even ran a quest. So, I thought I was not seeing your chat, and it turns out I wasn't seeing your chat. And the reason for that is it logged me out for some reason. Oh. Okay. Let me get back so I can see your chat. There we go. Lots of level 5 deaths today. I'm going to have information about what is in the box next week. I apologize. I can't get info about what's going on there. That's gonna have to wait till next week. Sorry.
You cannot hide.
You can hide, but it does eventually. Eventually, I got to a place where he ended up just walking right through me, I guess. So I was just sitting in one of these. I think I was sitting in the one that was middle on the end there. My cat is insistent that I take her outside. I'm sorry. That will not be happening, and I will deal with this in a smidge. Well, you want to say hi to everyone? Is that what's up? Oh, you want to say hi to the world? There we go.
I will hunt you down.
Yes. Oh, you know, maybe it was one of these, actually, that I was in.
The monster
Oh,
lashes out
there we
with
go.
its deadly whip.
Boom. You died. There you go. You're on this shrine. Oh man, I am liking that that look that you got on camera there. Yeah, that's funny. All right. Now that's funny. All right. You know, or not. Could actually mute my mic for a sec. Okay, there we are. To your question about Night Revels, the answer is yes. I think we will be extending Night Revels. The current plan has it being extended by a week. I'll get that dating out here after the show if I can follow up with Tolero to make sure. Otherwise, it may be Monday before I get the formal announcement on it. But yes, we are planning to extend Night Revels. The only really remaining piece that we were unsure about is that there's a concern that if it was in fact causing some of the game performance issues that we've been experiencing of late, then maybe we, maybe we don't want to extend it, right? But I think ultimately enough people have let us know that yeah, we really do want that extension, and our concern over it being a big performance issue, although yeah, I think it probably does have something to do with it. But it's not as bad as some of the other things that we've been looking at, and we've been looking at a lot of stuff this week. So I think we are going to extend it, is the answer to that. And I think we'll have more information either this weekend or first thing Monday in terms of the formal timing on it. But my belief is instead of going through November 3rd, we'll probably go through something like November 10th and do another week on that. But remember, the Night Revels is not on Cormyr here. So, a lot of people have had a lot of opportunity, frankly, so far to get their stuff on Night Revels. So how many people are actually going to be running Night Revels come November 8th? I don't know. But yes, I think we will be extending it by a week here, and I'll get confirmation on that and get that out shortly. So Lanterns only gets you cosmetic and a mount. It's true, the rewards are cosmetic, although there is a mount. So especially for those of us on Cormyr here now, that may be a particularly attractive option. That's the one I'm going for first, although I've got plenty of mounts. Speaking of, the biggest remaining... Well, there's a couple of issues that we're looking into related to game performance yet. So what happened... Let me kind of... start at the start here and talk a little bit about the work that's been going on since we launched the server on Wednesday. So this is our first, launch of our first 64-bit server on the DDO side. And what we encountered on Wednesday is a progressively degrading issue that was caused by the way the virtual servers and that were distributing players across the various nodes, instances, things like that. And what we found is that it was distributing groups of players to a limited number of instances. So if you think about, well, I guess let me actually try to use the right terminology. When I say server here, I don't mean Cormyr, Galanda, things like that. I mean basically like hardware / virtualized software nodes called servers. So let's say the... what we found ultimately was that the game was concentrating people into, say, maybe a half dozen or so instances, which under normal conditions might be fine.
Rejoice, outsider.
Provided you have a certain amount of population that you're running those number of instances against. Like, for example, the kind of population we saw during the Cormyr stress tests over on the Lamania preview server. So we didn't encounter this over on the Lamania previews because ultimately the server population didn't get as high as it did on Wednesday, which essentially manifested with trying to put too many people in too small a space. You know, the hardware is able to handle X amount of things, and it was just putting everyone into those things to the point that it basically just filled up and it slowed down to a crawl, and we had some problems that you're aware of. So we had to take Cormyr down and do that forensic work, figure out what the problem was. It was an issue we were able to identify within about 12 hours, and then we had to do a rebuild to get that out and get that all ready to go. And so we did that, and then yesterday we were able to do the work to reopen Cormyr, and we were able to do that. So thankfully, we are heading into our first weekend here with an operational Cormyr. That's, you know, you're seeing me run it right now. It's running all right. There's still some bits that we need to do that we're following up on. There's one bit of hitching that we're seeing that we think we can track its source, and we're looking to resolve that source at as soon as we can. And then the main outstanding issue that we have to deal with right now is some but not all players are missing delivery of their auto-granted creature companions and mounts. I am not one of them. See all these creature companions in my companion stable and all these mounts in my mount stable, like the groundbound green dragon and the flying carpet from Vecna. I've got my stuff, but a bunch of people do not, including some of us inside of the office. So thankfully, that's the good side, is we have easy characters to check against and figure out what's going on. The sad news, unfortunately, is we do not yet know what is going on to cause this, but we are continuing to look into it. We know what it isn't. We know a whole bunch of what it isn't at this hour, but we don't yet quite know what it is that's causing this issue, sadly. Maybe it's Mist Stalkers, which is the point of the Lanterns in the Mist event here. So I'm running this at level 1 to get a lantern. I'm not going to start with the hardcore lantern. This is my first life, first character, first anything on Cormyr. So what I'm going to be doing is basically playing Warlock to level 20, true reincarnate, and probably in a second life, perhaps a third. A little bit later on here, I'm going to go and run the hardcore, or the skull lanterns. For now, though, I'm just going to fill up. I want that some of the other ones first, and we can put up. I'll put up a page here in just a second. We can take a look at what those tiers are. So there we are. All right. Well, where did I put my last stone plaque? What did I do with that? Did I miss that last stone plaque?
The entrance to this temple has been sealed. You'll need to find the power to open the door.
There we are. I'll get to chat here in just a second. We call up my Lanterns of the Mist page and put that up on the screen real briefly. There we are. Alright, so Lanterns of the Mist event. This is over on DDO.com. You too can take a look at it if you want to. It explains how to get started by running that quest. Speaking to the NPCs, which, I'll be doing here in just a second. Pick up a regular lantern, etc., etc. Here's what I want. So, If I want the Miststalker Sabertooth mount, and yes I do, I want the Lantern of the Seeker. It's a very long one to fill, but I'm not going to get the skull version of it. I'm just going to get the regular Lantern of the Seeker. And so that's what I'm going for. So now that I've looked that up, let's do that together, shall we? While I'm doing this, let me go take a look at your questions. And I can't see them because my cat's in the way. Great. Can we get a coupon code for a free pet rock, please? No, but I've got good news for you. We just launched today our Extra Life fundraising effort for the Boston Children's Hospital. So if you're interested... Oh, right, I don't own an airship yet. So if you are interested, consider making a donation for this year's Extra Life, and I'd be happy to get you a code for a pet rock. That just launched today, so I'll be kicking off more information about that over the weekend, but you can find all the goodies and everything over on DDO.com right now, and it's part of the community loot list. I'd be happy to get you a pet rock. So that teleport, how am I doing that? What do you mean? What I was doing for a teleport is to use my bottle of mist to go... Why am I in temple? That is weird. Oh, I'm probably because I clicked on the wrong portal. That's why. Oops. Okay. So that's keep. Where's the wood? It's the where I'm misplaced now. I'm all discombobulated. I don't even know where I'm going. Where am I? Alright. Alright. There we are. It got a bit of a refresh, did it not? You get that from, if you purchased the Ultimate Edition of Mists of Ravenloft, you get that specific bottle of mist. But in general, you'll get one of those teleportation items with your higher tier expansion purchases, and you get one of them. As long as you've got the purchase to back it up, you can use the teleport for it. So. But the bottle of mist specifically is no longer available because that old version of the Mists of Ravenloft as a bundle is no longer available. But other than the one specific use case of getting to Ravenloft with it, you're fine getting any of the others. So. I don't want my face on anything in DDO. Nobody wants my face on anything in DDO. Up to and including me. Sorry. No! No is the answer. I require some of your lanterns, is the correct response. Alright. Okay, so I want the Seeker. I want the Seeker. Lantern of the Seekers. Alright, so I've got the Lantern of the Seeker now. And let me put it in my hotbar for usage purposes. And equip it into my cosmetic shield slot. And then let's get back to Korthos and do some level 1 questing. I had a moment where I was like, should I just go and start at level 7, but then I realized I don't have any plat, no copper even, no nothing. So I figured, well, the one time through Korthos will be fine. And so we're going to do that. And pick up some starter coin and not try to bang my head on the live stream on a character that, while I do have Eldritch Blast, I have virtually no other gear. So, because I just started on my first character on a fresh start server. That's why. Oop, oop, oop. That's a problem. Well, I'm glad that your partner thinks the Gem of the Timid is your favorite. It was really fun to do, but... So, let me go back to Year of the Dragon here and see what we got, so... But I don't have the new things for you, I'm sorry. And there's the reason is I've been too busy with Cormyr to do the article work to write it up. And so I don't actually know yet fully myself what is in it. But I can tell you, it is our Horde of Discovery selector box. And my understanding is that is something essentially related to do with treasure hunting. I don't know that it's a list of items, like in terms of, say, named items, but it's certainly a list of stuff. And that's about all I can say about it at this point. I will have an article up on... by Wednesday afternoon of next week. We'll have an article up that'll give you the itemization of the October Year of the Dragon gift. Let me just briefly pop over as well, since we're talking about it. So we are at the Lightning Storm Trail, are we not? For the VIP Loyalty Reward Program as well. Now that is the mount, essentially. Cosmetic Light... Oh, no, that's the trail. The Cosmetic Lightning effect. Yeah, sorry. The Storm Cloud Rider mount is month 12. So this is essentially the Lightning Footprints, and that'll be set to go for this next month here. I think, right? Because we're at month 6 for those. Let's see. Yeah, month 6. So Lightning Storm Trail on that one. Just real quick, let me mention that... Sorry, I wanted to get stuff on the wrong screen here. Alright, so I got Extra Life. Oh, for Extra Life, I should mention that on next Saturday, November 2nd, we'll be doing our Extra Life Game Day Marathon. There'll be me and some other Extra Life members who are going to be raising funds for the charity, which benefits the Boston Children's Hospital. And should I go in on Elite? Yeah, you only die... how often?
Coming from deep in the crypt, you hear the strange and
yes, the VIP rewards are generally unlocked per account. Now, there may be a... I would need to look up that... Oh, let me see.
Where did the bodies go?
I thought I saw an asterisk on the Horde of Discovery. Yeah, limited to 1 per account on the Horde of Discovery. So the Horde of Discovery is going to be a specific server that you're going to have to pick.
If you search the wall, you may discover more.
But in general, they're account-wide or stated clearly in our article if they're clear.
You notice something strange about the wall to the west. If you search the wall, you may discover more. You notice something strange about the wall to the west. If you search the... What were those cultists up to? This bears more investigation.
I'm not going to worry about that. Okay.
Though rusty, this longsword is still sharp. It's a slashing weapon.
The other thing I would mention is we did release Update 70 this week. You can find the Update 70 release notes on DDO.com. You'll see that we did bring our range combat adjustments out. Again, that was one of those performance fix issues. That was talked by Steelstar and others of late, so I guess I'm not going to repeat it here. You can read the notes. We are looking at the impact of it, and if we need to make further adjustment, we will.
As you slay these foul cultists, take care to keep your own health up.
And a lot of the things that
There's a Sahuagin in here.
were announcement related in recent weeks is now sorted. So, for example, Ogma's song has reopened. Party Crashers is back. Oops, here's my Mistwalker. Oh crud!
Kill everyone in Korthos. Kill any who would help them.
Bad timing, man. Oh, uh-oh. Oops. All right, you know what? Let me do something here. I'm going to find I need a champion of the common person. Let me go take care of that here for a second.
Coming from deep in the crypt, you hear the strange and unsettling echoes that Kaya spoke of. And by the passage leading in, a grim-faced man glares at you. Strange. Sarcophagi line the wall. You notice something strange about the wall to the west. If you search the wall, you may discover more.
Oh, here we go. All right, my mic is muted. Not any longer. Anyway, so I went and put out a call for help, and 2 people answered. Some player by the name of Byron and some player by the name of Brevin. We're like, yeah, we'll help you. I'll make sure you're alive, and I'll just take care of everything else.
It's a slashing weapon.
That's what happened.
Slicing through putrid zombie flesh that
I would point out, though, with update 70 as well, before I was rudely interrupted, let me just say Ogma's song did reopen, Party Crashers reopened, the Owlbear Defender and Darling are back, the time duration of Lesser Greater Sovereign Discovery Elixirs has been extended, and some other bits as well in the update 70 release notes, so take a look at those. Let me take care of this Miststalker this time. Let Byron help me out here. So I decided to go Warlock really just because of that whole first life no gear thing. And because I really hadn't played a Warlock in a really long time, so. Yay! Alright, well that went better.
Not be allowed to continue. A magical crest appears from the destroyed altar. If you take it with you, it may be useful later. You continue to hear cultists.
Night Revels is happening on the non-Cormyr worlds. That's worth mentioning. If you are at all interested in getting your stuff, time is running out. You have through November 10th for that. Guide is up over on DDO.com. Let's see, You're the Dragon got talked about. VIP loyalty reward talked about. Both of those are going to get Well, actually, I don't know if I'm going to get a VIP loyalty reward article up. If I can get... I have to check to see what our video is of that lightning trail.
Perhaps the cultivator
There's something in the
mace
fact,
is a
though,
burgeoning weapon,
for
ideal for
the
smashing
VIP
apart
loyalty reward
skeletons.
program, which
Their
leads me to
bones
think
are
we probably have
resistant.
some kind of visual asset
There's another
that I can throw on
Sahuagin.
DDO.com next week.
Cragwolf hates
So what you saw there was the Miststalker attack, which generally happens once per quest.
you shall serve the devourer.
And it just so happens to be my very first quest, so, you know, I'm on the struggle bus a little bit on the lead, but that's a me problem.
These devourer altars will create a blight of undead upon Corthos. Another crest drops out as you smash the altar. There
Okay.
might still be other altars elsewhere in this crypt.
We do have a plus 15 treasure hunter boost going through October 27th. We did have some discussions on it, and we are doing these boosts on Cormyr, and the main reason for that is that, you know, we didn't do boosts in the hardcore world. Those had leaderboards, and were very milestone-based rewards in terms of not really competing with each other on favors, but competing leaderboard style for favor and Reaper XP. So we tried to be fairly cognizant about introducing bonuses and events that might impact your standing on the leaderboards due to the events that happen to be live at a given point in time. That's not really a thing on Cormyr, and as a result, we're like, well, people presumably want these events. I mean, who doesn't want more XP or a plus 15 treasure hunter boost? And,
In the middle of this
well,
chamber
maybe you don't.
is
But
an
regardless,
devourer
so we're doing the bonuses. And in general, we intend to do festivals of that on Cormyr as well. The one exception to that is this first Night Revels event. It's partially because it's already most of the way over, partially because we do have this brand new Lanterns in the Mist event happening, and we didn't want to cause too much confusion with that.
It glows with cold magic.
And then also the aforementioned, well, at the time when we had to make these decisions, we were like, well, we can't be 1,000% sure that it's not
A chest. It's out in
it's
the
not
open, unprotected.
causing us a
That's
problem.
probably what the dead cultist
And so we didn't
on the
want to do
chest
it.
thought.
But in general, the festivals will be up.
A magical barrier blocks the way.
On Cormyr.
And behind it, you fit the last crest in place, and the magic shield dissipates. The Sahuagin inside spits out in a venomous voice.
These fools who would keep Corthos shall be consumed by the devourer.
Looking down at a corpse on the altar, the Sahuagin says,
And you, dead hero of hate and blood, shall be the devourer's teeth.
the massive devourer altar shatters.
Boom.
Your bold action saved Corthos.
I do have a few XP potions in that going. It's just whatever was in the old Menace of the Underdark and
Now yours.
Shadowfell Conspiracy X-Packs. So that's how I hit level 1. So easy there. Or at level 2. Okay, let me get up your chat again and see where'd that go? There we are. Okay. I'm gonna bring this car back all the way to the last time since I looked at chat. Because I haven't yet seen the full list, Belgorod, I really wouldn't want to answer your question about what's in it. I just don't know at this point. I'm sorry. Okie dokie. Any word on extending night rolls? Yes. The plan is to extend it through November 10th. Lanterns only get you cosmetics in amount. Yeah, we talked about that one. So, cosmetic storage coming out soon, since it's been coming out for over 2 years now. Well, I got some bad news for you. I don't think so. We definitely know that additional storage is a frequent ask. At the moment, we're not in a position to really be able to offer more. But as soon as we can offer more, we will. So, if I'm really level 2 here, I could basically just go straight into the harbor, could I not? But I think I'll run these anyway. Except I don't know where the Warlock trainer is on Korthos Village. I don't think I've ever spoken to the Warlock trainer in Korthos Village. Does anybody know where, oh where, the Warlock trainer is in Korthos Village? Oh, there we go. So, yeah, I'm going to have to look into that Alabaster hireling in particular, the Alabaster Lioness. That I don't have in my inventory, although I don't remember how that was distributed either, so I can't... Like, I'm not 100% sure... But I too have been getting it on every server, haven't I? I don't even know. That's why I need to do some research before I really answer that question. I just don't know. Like, I remember it. I've used it, but not much. So now I don't really remember exactly what its details are. So. I think the right answer is always jump, isn't it? Or is it not? Is it not? Really, what should I be doing instead? This is why I'm a warlock here. I have, like, limited choices, don't I? Sleep, maybe? No, it's enchantment. My stuff's evocation. What's ray? That's necro, but that could be good. Usually when I'm going my cleric and stuff, I'll just take night... Well, okay. Night shield. Night shield's always the answer, isn't it? Okay. For B. Why is that not working? Oh, I already have it. For action points at the moment, I'm going into Tainted Scholar. Actually redo that, because instead of spending on that, that would be a better first spend, and then that. Okay.
Dust and mold.
Is there a list of names you cannot use to name a character in DDO? No. In general, you can't use anything that contains profanity, any kind of some copyrighted names, things like that, names of developers, inappropriate names, and it's based on the general prohibited word list. But I don't know that I've actually... We do not have a public-facing version of, here are the 4-letter words you cannot use as your character name. I will note this, with Year of the Dragon, you will have a month to claim it, and we do have an article going up next week about what's in it. So, if you're concerned that you don't want to know what server to pick it on till you see the contents, you will have that opportunity.
It seems the villagers have been preparing for Guardian emerges from a hidden passage demanding the key. You mustn't let the scrolls fall into Devourer hands.
All right. So, I think I didn't really quite finish up my thought on the Extra Life Marathon. So, we'll be doing an Extra Life Marathon next Saturday, November 2nd. I'll have a scheduled list up, but it'll be probably something in the range of noonish to midnight, depending on how many people are involved. I'm doing both games on Saturday, so I've got to do a shift on the other game side as well. But, and that is set for 6 o'clock, so it'll probably be something like noonish, I would think. That would be about when I would do the live stream, but I'll have more information on that as we get closer to it next weekend. This week has been pretty busy. We have not really had a lot of free time to focus on that stuff. Plus, I did want to get Extra Life out, so I'm glad I was able to do that ahead of this weekend. I'm taking donations for Extra Life through November, well, through the end of the year in terms of donations, but in terms of the giveaways that we're doing, that is through November 30th, because I'll be doing the giveaways after probably something like December 1st, so.
The protective spell dissipates. All that remains now is to take and deliver the scroll.
Johnny Hunt, I don't know that the NPCs are on the non-Cormyr worlds yet. We're going to have to sort through that. I think get an NPC onto the Cormyr worlds. In terms of earning a gift on one world and claiming it on another. Thank you for reminding me about that. That was something has been on my to-do list to take a look at. I know what our plan is, but it sounds like maybe we didn't get to it yet, so. We'll have to do that as soon as we can. In a future patch here. Oh, actually, I want that. Impulse for sure instead. Okay. I think eventually I'm going to be switching my Warlock Blast to alignment damage. That evil one. In Tainted Scholar? Is that right? Alright, Kenneth Crystal. I need to call for help again on this one. Let me bring in my little friend Byron. Take care of this little problem for me, Byron. Thank you.
Where the Cosmetic crystal is hidden.
Sorry, I don't have a teaser for this year or this next week's Year of the Dragon. It's in a different world. I probably would have, but the reality is we've been busy since really Wednesday, working on Cormyr, and there just really hasn't been time for much of anything else, up including time off or sleep. So. That is a new one to me, Vino, about dropping movement speed when you fall. Oh, no! Even with Byron's help, I failed on Elite. I have a problem with this quest. Or should I say this quest has a problem with me? Or maybe I should just be killing things rather than chatting with people on a live stream. But let's try that again, shall we? Alright, Byron. Let's have a talk. This time, now that Byron has had a taste of failure, we are sure to win this time.
Ahead is the cellar where the Cosmetic crystal is hidden. You can feel feel the life-saving heat emanating from the magic.
Do you need to have it equipped at the start of the quest? You want to have it equipped, yes. It goes into your cosmetic shield slot, and then just in general, keep that thing equipped. The formal answer to your question is, it only fills up upon a successful defeat of the Miststalker if it is equipped. So, I think in theory, if you had like some kind of cosmetic shield that you just must have equipped, you could, in theory, if you knew where the Miststalkers were there, or as soon as they appear, swap over into it. And then you'll get your stuff, and then you could swap out after you've got your stuff. But you won't get your stuff unless it's equipped. Flat out. No! No, no, no! Alright. I'm not gonna let you destroy my Caneth Crystal a second time. These things are expensive, yo. And yes, I do have it equipped in my cosmetic shield slot. There is this Shine the Light ability that you can use 3 times per rest. It's not really a concern at level 1, although if I happen to see another Miststalker here during today's show, I will use it. We can see what it does. But I think it's basically like an AoE debuff that is needed for the more particularly difficult Miststalkers. Oh, in terms of Warlock, like I said, 28 point pure, and going Great Old One. And like I say, for this, I'm going to be doing Tainted Scholar, and then dip into other things as needed. Or as I want to. But this is really just a first life Warlock. I'm not planning beyond level 20, because I'm going to true reincarnate after that. Yay! See, I told you, don't make Byron mad. You make Byron mad, you're going to win that quest. So, I feel like we have largely told our Vecna story at this point. I don't know that we have plans to sort of merge it into like a new Ravenloft saga or something like that. I guess, you know, you always could, right? But we do have other plans. Like, we have a quest pack that we still are on track to release by the end of the year.
It is on the people's lips as you walk by.
And, this is somewhat, this is Miss Ravenloft setting adjacent, related with the Pocket Zone of the Lanterns in the Mists event. Alright, let's do this tavern quest. I bet there'll be a Miststalker in this one. If there was one in Hayton's Rest, there'll probably be one in here.
Your waiting bears fruit. This must be the collaborator stepping in from the dark.
Guilty is doing 212% double shot after the update. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the ultimate feedback is related to the range changes. I don't want to cause a kerfluffle on the forums or any other discussions, you know, Discord or what have you. At this point, we really are interested in hearing your feedback on it and your live testing. It is a big change for game performance. The attack speed has, I think, long been acknowledged by most folks on the team and inside of the game as perhaps a pretty clear culprit. And so we're doing some work finally to deal with that you can read about in the Update 70 release notes. Will Cormyr ever be a non-VIP server? At this point, we have nothing to announce related to the future of Cormyr. Our intention is to have it be a VIP server long term. Our intention is to have this Lanterns in the Mist event be exclusive to Cormyr for now. And any other kind of future decision making will have to be announced later, because we just can't, we've got our plans, and we're really just focusing on those plans for now. In theory, future seasons of Lanterns could be elsewhere. We could do a second season on Cormyr. We could, in theory, open up Cormyr to wider accounts, although I don't believe we have any intention of doing so.
Drexelhand isn't here. The chamber beyond the secret passage looks ancient, predating Korthos village.
I don't have anything to announce about the timetable or deployment of UI scaling. I'm going to say that UI scaling would most likely be something that would be distributed across all game worlds where if we had it ready to release. I don't really see a reason why that would be gated to a specific kind of world or anything like that. Perhaps future me will look at that statement and mock and laugh. You fool! Why train and jump if I'm going to take the spell? Because I don't care what people say. That's why. I do care what people say a lot. It's literally my job. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to my jump speed, I don't care what people say. The reason I invest in jump is because a lot of times I don't have jump on. It got dispelled, all sorts of stuff happens. Oh, here we go. Alright, well, let's use this lantern then. See what happens when we do this thing. Where'd you go? There we go. Because I'm going to level 20. And I don't have... Well, I guess now I have jump. But it's fine. Okay, so yeah, the Alabaster Lioness was a 2017 account-wide permanent grant to VIPs. It was like a 30-day thing. That makes sense. I remember that now. I will have to have the team take a look at the Alabaster Lioness in particular. I mean, I think we know that we have a much wider issue regarding creature companions and mounts. You know, we've already talked about that today. But maybe there's something specific. Maybe we just don't have a switch flipped on the Lioness. I suppose it's definitely worth taking a look. Why not, right? Oh, I am not wearing a helmet. I am an ASMR. I don't actually have much... Oh, I guess I do technically have the brown wizard hat equipped. But that's not displaying on an ASMR, so... I was clicking on stuff in my inventory. That's what I was doing. Also, don't try to fight near the crystal. Yeah, absolutely. Are the lanterns permanent and can be used forever by us, or do we need an actual shield to use the lantern? You can equip it to your cosmetic shield slot, regardless of what you may or may not have equipped, or have proficiency in. It's simply a cosmetic item, so it'll equip into the slot regardless of any kind of character proficiency. Are they permanent? The skull lanterns are most definitely not permanent. Their entire purpose is that they disintegrate upon defeat. So if you ever die, they will be gone, and you will have to start over again. Pending that, however, they are intended to be permanent, in that you can get one, fill it up, and then turn it in for the cosmetic reward itself. You can also have multiple lanterns equipped in your inventory and kind of swap them as you want to. Of course, keep in mind, the only way, if you do that and you swap out of a skull lantern, it's going to go poof, because they do need to be equipped. You can't take them off. But otherwise, like for my first life here, I'm going to equip the one lantern. We'll see how far it fills up. And then I could probably take multiple lanterns if they're filling quickly and swap into them. There's also that one lantern that requires you to be in Reapers. So perhaps at some point here in the near future, I'll go to the Hall of Heroes, pick up the Reaper lantern, and have that along with my regular one so that I could swap in whenever I'm doing a quest on Reaper difficulty. I don't want any of this
Your
stuff.
victories have made the village much safer, but only
Why do you want to put it in your hotbar? It's to activate the Shine the Light ability, which cures the mist afflictions and can sometimes stun nearby mist stalkers. That's true, you will get your starter gear beforehand at level 7, but even so, I figured very first time through, let me just start at level 1, and I'm going to build up that kind of leveling, not build it up, but you'll get things in place, and just start at level 1 here, rather than try to start with this character at level 7. Still not announced how long the event will last. Correct, we are not announcing how long the event will last. We have stated that it will be at least through the end of the year. And could well go on beyond that if we want to. And if it's going well, and if people like it, and if people still need to fill their lanterns. So the intention is really to just kind of follow the pace of the Lanterns in the Mists event itself and offer a fun experience on Cormyr without, you know, lots of pressure about how quickly or how things will last. But this is an event that at some point will come to an end. And we'll make sure to get that announcement out to you when that time comes, so that you have plenty of time to do whatever it is you want to do before the end of the event. Are we thinking about doing a pass on older mounts pets to switch them over to automatically be in inventory? Eventually we would like to do that. Some of that may be possible, some of that may not, but to the extent that it's possible and relatively easy for us to do, we do have an intention someday to be able to start going backwards on that if we can. No ETA, no plan, probably no time soon. If you create an iconic hero for the event, you do not want to level up. So go into your starter zone area, say, nope, I want to go to the game world at level 1 and do it that way. That's how you can participate in the Lanterns in the Mists event with the skull lanterns that must be acquired at level 1. Alright. And there we are. So, I think that is probably about all I need to do with this. I'm going to head over to the harbor and probably do some level 2 questing here in Stormreach then off camera, or perhaps this weekend, or perhaps next week on Fridays at 4 on twitch.tv/DDO stream. Thanks so much for stopping by the show. I'll be back next Friday with more, and then next Saturday for our Extra Life live stream. If you're able to donate for Extra Life, thank you so much. Please do fill out a survey that you can find on DDO.com. There's a link to it on DDO.com. Just look for the Extra Life stuff. And then I'll be starting to distribute codes that you'll redeem for incentives in the DDO store as soon as I can, starting next week. So should be pretty quick, hopefully, this year to get everyone their stuff. At least that's the plan, anyway, on this late October day. If you're celebrating Halloween or something this weekend, hope you have a really great one. If you're on Cormyr, hope you're having a good time. Hope it goes really well for you this weekend. We will be keeping an eye on things to the best of our ability throughout the weekend here as well. Enjoy your time on our new 64-bit server, and I will talk to you all next week. Bye-bye.